Hello, this is my my vlog for 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 November 12th at 5:33 p.m. on Saturday, 2022, and that's my cockatiel. I opened the top gate, and he for a week, and he never wanted to go outside. He's 5 years old, and his name's Max, and an old lady had him until she died. And then the niece took him for 5 months and never let him out of the cage. But I'm starting to think maybe I don't think that was even out of the cage when he was with the old lady. I don't think he's ever flown before. So, and he's afraid of me when I put my hand in. So last night I just put him on my bed because my mattress is on the floor. And I think maybe I'll do that every night. Just put him on my bed next to me and then bring him here during the day. He was on the ceiling over there. And then put him back in the ceiling and open the top again, give him another chance to fly, but just to make him so he's not afraid of me as much. That's him singing right now. I didn't do a vlog for 5 days or something like that, because was hooked on my site, and I got to a certain level of being done on the main history page of Google Earth. I'm doing my Google Earth stuff right now. The Google Earth on the website, not building Google Earth stuff, but trying to connect what I made to the website. And so then I decided, I kind of burnt out on that. I wanted to get going on the other pages. So I'm just kind of doing all the other pages, and it's getting bogged down on stuff because I did it wrong. And right now I'm on Boulder history, and I put the images on the wrong side of the name. And when I plunk the images down, so now I'm having to move them back over. It's like all this wasted time, but so that's why I'm doing it all at once, trying to get it all up to the speed. And then I think I'm going to create the Google Earth stuff for these things and try to link them. And I just got done all that time doing it on the history page, and so doing it on these other pages to get them caught up, it's like totally like no stress at all because I know exactly what to do. I can just switch off my brain. And yeah, so I was listening to things on my cell phone. I'm finally getting into the habit. I want to stay in the habit because my website is so awesome on the cell phone. Because I was doing Montesquieu, and the various chapters of Montesquieu are about the same size and a little bit bigger than a screen of a cell phone. So you just tap the top and then scroll down, go a little bit more, 5 seconds more or whatever, and then you're at the bottom. I don't know how many words it is though, because that's another thing that I want to do is when I'm done with this Google Earth stuff, I want to go and put like a month into my history book page that are on my website and finish up the Enlightenment books and all the books that I already built. I want to put the size of all the little chapters, how big they are, on top of the chapter. It's only on the menu, so I need to copy it and put it on the chapters. I never got around doing that with any of them. I have to do it with all of them, so that when I'm listening to Montesquieu, I can look at these chapters and highlight the whole thing. And then, because today I was like listening to it, and even last night, I'm just doing chapter by chapter. I'd get done with one, and then I'd pick up the phone, because right here, and then look at the title of the chapter, and read it and think about it. Okay, that's what we're listening to now. Hit play. And but it would be really nice if I could look at it as I'm looking at the title and be able to see how many pages it is. So I know exactly how much time is going by as I'm listening to this. It'd make it way better. So I'm going to do that along with putting the rest of the books on that I need to put on. Oh, look, the little cockatiel is down here. If I were to open up the door, he would totally run away from me. But, you know, not. So that's why I just have him next to me all the time. And I want to have a bird that hangs out of my neck, on my shoulder. And also on the floor, the little ferrets run up next to him and smell him. So they're becoming familiar with him. And because they're on the ground level where the ferrets are. And I hold the ferrets up to him. And so hopefully if they ever have some kind of a chance encounter, or if he's on my shoulder, I don't have to reduce the chances of the ferrets trying to kill my cockatiel. Or killing my cockatiel, because once the ferret pounces on my cockatiel, I think it'll already be too late, and it'll be dead by then. There you go. Are you eating any of the salad, or just the seeds? And this cockatiel only wants to eat seeds. People are like, on YouTube, oh, feed him this, that, and all these fruits and vegetables. Not this one. This thing just wants to eat seeds. And so, anyway, I did a video a few days ago, the day after I did my last video, but I had to delete it because I accidentally disclosed too much for my personal life, which I kind of accidentally do every once in a while. I'm not very good at that censorship type of stuff, so I had to just private the video. And then I didn't have the motivation to do any more videos after that because I was just busting my ass on this trying to get these up to snuff, you know. I mean, it's so tedious moving this stuff around. But maybe I could finish with all of them, and then today, and then go and create the little Google Earth files really quickly. Just Control SSS over it, and again, they link them, you know. And then try to personalize the icons. It is so trippy that icons. I was only thinking about this recently, but a 20 pixel icon can tell you so much. You can put an entire flag on a 28 pixel icon. And so, yeah, I mean, you can't. I think it's worth the time to make them as detailed as you can, you know, and choose as good ones as you can. I have a huge collection of them from my Envato, and so it makes it look really cool. So I'm thinking I can get I think you get these really far along by the end of the month. By the end of the year, I think I could finish all of my Google Earth stuff, of the stuff that I already built. And yeah, so the beginning of next year, I'll throw a whole bunch into the books, like a month. Maybe I could finish them. After that, dude, by the end of this next year, 2023, I think I could get my website good enough so that I could then turn it into a maintenance thing, you know, and not have to work on it all the time. I was super hooked on this because this Google Earth stuff it took so long to make and to have it finally to link it all, you know. So my mom came over today. We were gonna move the substrate for my tortoise and tegu, but I didn't want to. We just went out to Subway and I got some crickets. Maybe she'll come over, I guess, on Monday and she'll help me. But the other day I got epoxy. I got these 2 big containers of epoxy. I guess you mix them. And I have the 4,000 rocks, and I have a bunch of glow powder. So yeah, as soon as I can get around to it, hopefully in the next few days, maybe I'll look at the weather and see when the next nice day is. And ask my mom, because she wants to come over and help me with stuff. So I go, well, if you want to come over and help me, don't help me clean. She wants me to clean because my place is messy. I told her, I'll make the place really clean myself. You come over here and you have the nicest, coolest place. But you can hang out with me while I place my epoxy. Let's do that while I build my mosaic. See, I got this idea, and I bought this poster. I don't know if I mentioned it, but it's this big poster, like 36 about 24 or something like that. Full-size poster of a spiral that then has these like rainbow colors emanating out in these rays, and it all glows. And originally I didn't notice it glows when I bought it because I have blacklight everywhere, so it'd be cool to see it glow. But I wanted to get transparent paper. I'll go down to have my mom take me down to the office place and buy big ass transparent paper that can cover it. Trace the um, the spiral on the trace paper, and then I think what I'm going to do is just place the trace paper down on top of my deck. Just place it there, and on top of the trace paper just glue or epoxy the rocks down, or place the rocks down, you know, where I want them to go, and then fill the epoxy up from individual rock, and then put a layer of glow powder in between the rocks, and just trace it off of the spiral, and yeah, just do like a poster size spiral right there, and then just make it bigger as I can afford it. Unfortunately, all my credit cards are maxed out, and I think it's gonna end up, so I'm gonna have to do it over the next few months. But it's gonna be expensive because I'm gonna have to buy more rocks. That was $170 worth of rocks, I think, and the epoxy was like $73. But the glow powder, I think I spent like $15 or something. I can't remember exactly, but it's not that much. It's just a bunch of these little canisters. And even though I'm only putting one layer over it, even one layer over the entire deck that's not the rocks, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be expensive. So, but I'm super looking forward to seeing how that thing looks. So what I'm going to do is, put the rocks down, do the epoxy halfway, do a layer of glow, and it's going to be the radiated light, because I'm going to trace that too, for the light too. So it's the glow rocks that alternate colors, you know, it's only 3 different colors I can choose from that one, out. And then in between them, it's the rays of the light going out, like that, for the different colored lights. And so, then the epoxy and then the layer, and then you fill it up with the epoxy that then goes and kind of comes up to the level of the rock, enough to hold the rock in. And then I think it'll be too gooey to be able to like do those things that they do with the cement, where you like flatten it out. But so I'll just have to kind of do it really, as I pour it, try to make it as flat as I can, and then just make sure that it goes up enough to hold the rock in so it doesn't leak and all fall out. But and then just keep it clean, and I'm gonna have the coolest looking. And I was thinking about putting a layer of epoxy. It depends on how thin of a layer I can do over the actual rock. But maybe not. I don't think so. But it's gonna look so cool to have that whole thing out there glowing. Because I bought another strip black light to put over there, which can go face down over the on the bottom of my pots that hang over. So perfect spot to put it. And I can even charge it with this hanging light that I got. And so it's gonna look so cool. So anyway, and I'm ready to do it now. I have to clean up my deck though. It's a mess. Everything's out there. It's all piled on top of each other, and I have to do the substrate first. So, and some other things, put the hanger on the deck, and so and transplant a bunch of plants too. I never all those plants I never put on the wall, because I got even more, a whole bunch more plants. These I don't if you can see one. Those little, there's two different types of planters you can put on the wall. There's, you can't zoom. There's that kind, the little kind. You can't zoom this. And then there's the big kind. Those are the self-watering ones. The self-watering ones are easy to keep the plant healthy because you can drench the shit out of it, and they're big, so you don't accidentally put too much dirt so it falls off the top. But and then it just drenches off the bottom. But the ones where it doesn't drain and you just have the little layer of rocks on the bottom, those are hard to keep it wet enough. They dry out. So you have to, I think, water every day. I got the little computerized watering that I'm going to set up. But these are the plants that I had outside, so it's cool. I already had them anyway, but so I get to experiment. But you kind of can't get too much light or water with those. But other than that, I think flowers are maybe the coolest thing, best thing to have is inside plants. So I have to water today. I have to get in the habit of watering every day. But yeah, I mean, I got so many that I want to have my entire wall completely covered. And those things are small enough they can fit. Like, you know, if you have a little patch of wall that's only this big, you can just plop it in there, fill up every nook and cranny, and basically have your whole wall covered in plants, you know. If you want to have a bunch of plants, that's the only way to go if you have ferrets like me, you know. I have a few plants that the ferrets can get to hanging off the side of my tegu cage, but they're all protected with the chicken wire, which works, by the way. It kept the ferrets away. And I also got another light to feed my plants into my tegu cage, which I haven't attached yet. So, yeah. But I've been making so much progress with this website that I can't. I want to just get this stuff caught up, and then maybe even create some of the Google. It's just all this candy stuff, brain candy stuff, which I'm feeling myself moving forward really fast with. But yeah, but I mean, listening to Montesquieu with my cell phone is like so cool. I'm finally getting into the habit. You know, there's two ways you can have your iPhone read to you. If you switch it on in the settings, it's not something you have to download. It's built in, and I have the iPhone 10. And they work differently. Like, you can do the one that you pause it. Like, if you want to do a whole book, just hit play and it starts from the top, reads the book to you. And you just hit pause and play, just like it's an MP3 player. It's the coolest freaking thing. But you can't pinpoint things with that, you know? It just does it from the beginning of the book to the end. So if you want to pinpoint stuff, the other way to do it is just by highlighting it. You just hold it, and then you see the little highlight thing, you know, like when you're trying to copy and paste with a cell phone. And then you just drag it, the brackets, to the page, which is like half hour worth of reading, you know, 50 pages or whatever you can do. And sometimes it does it fast and sometimes slow. It's better when it's fast. I don't know how to make it different. Seems like it's just how the phone feels. But yeah, but I just find the chapters and pinpoint it and listen to them and hit play, and it's so cool, man. Yeah, so I would do that. But then I smoke a lot of weed, so right after I smoke a lot of weed, I like to listen to music for a little bit and then maybe listen to some news. I love what's going on in the news, man. The Republicans getting their asses kicked. Trump's going to go to jail. Russia's losing the war. It's just awesome. So anyways, that's enough talking. I'll try to do my video tomorrow. I should do the video in the room too. Another reason I wasn't doing videos is because I was in my room all the time. Because I got a new bed. I got a new mattress. I got one of those like conforming ones or whatever, but it's way more comfortable when I'm on my belly. Before, my back hurt because it was too soft. And so this one, it was just so comfortable to just be on my belly. And just because a lot of the work I've been doing, I can do with just a mouse, just one hand, you know? So I'm just laying there like completely on my belly. Like my nose, my head up on the pillow, just like there, moving my mouse around all day. And the setup of my bed is really cool because I have the mattress comes, but then there's like this much space until my drawers start. So I can pull the drawers out and then I can put the computer behind me and just leave it there. That's basically where my computer lives all the time. So I wake up and the computer's there. I fall asleep and the computer's there. And so I could like be sleeping, wake up for 30 seconds and work on my computer in that 30 seconds and then fall asleep again because the computer's right there. Um, and and yeah, I can also have an extra long bed because I can put my little pillow when I'm on my back, my little triangle pillow, all the way up against it. You know, the drawers with the drawers out. On top of the drawers, there's a bed, which gives me that much extra length of the bed. So, which I didn't notice somehow before, but anyway. And now my little ferrets, you know, because I put the ferret door in recently. They're on their own schedule now throughout my entire house. So like I'm sleeping in bed, and then like they'll come and brush up against me and be running underneath my computer, because the drawers on the ground above under the drawers with my computer's on, and pop their heads up and run around and then disappear, like go back to sleep. Then a couple hours later, here they are again at some random hour over me, and then they go back. It's cool to have them so free roaming like that. Same thing with the birds. My Tego hasn't been wanting to crawl around lately. Maybe he's thinking about hibernating. Hasn't been eating as much too. So anyways, that's enough talking. Try to do a video tomorrow. Yeah, I've been working so hard on this, and by the end of the year, I think I'm gonna have something that works. I tried to show my mom something yesterday, and these links didn't work. I could have sworn they were the ones to Twitter, Flickr on New Zealand. I could have sworn I built that all from scratch, the whole thing. But man, my wrist is still hurting. Like I couldn't do a push-up right now because my wrist hurts too much because when I fell off my bike. This is like 7 months ago or whatever, 6 months ago. And all I did was catch myself like that. And whatever. Probably would have done myself better exercising it out, but so maybe I'll have to do it later, but hopefully not get permanent problem. You know, like when I get myself back in shape when I'm older, like when I'm 50, I'll be over 50 when I finally start training again. The key is to get back in shape without injuring myself so that I can get back up. Because if I do injure myself, I could it'll be a lingering thing forever, you know? So, anyway, but yeah, I mean, as far as productivity on the website, I'm at my height now. Yeah, in a month, this thing should be working. And there's other pages I have to build though, but I mean, I already built the Google Earth stuff, so it's fast. I just did the very beginnings of the Mountaintopia of the website, and then the fauna of Boulder County, and I made the pages and I did the beginning part, but to create those is fucking exciting too. And so, but I think I can finish all of them, all my Google Earth pages stuff that I've already built by the end of the year, and it'll be activated and workable on the cell phone. And so yeah, dude, it's coming together. Super exciting. So anyways, I will take off now and try to do a video tomorrow. Smoke some more weed, listen to a little bit of music. Yeah, and then get back to Montesquieu. Pinpoint these chapters. I want to put images on the sides too of these books because it'll look really cool on the cell phone as I'm pinpointing the stuff. But anyways, talk to you later.